Heavy rainfall caused massive flooding in Fort Lauderdale. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Fort Lauderdale experienced the rainiest day in its history Wednesday, a 1 in a 1,000 year rainfall event sparking a flash flood emergency in Broward County that has prompted emergency resources, forced drivers to abandon cars, shuttered school, and shut down the airport through 5 a.m. Friday, and more rain is on the way. The region recorded widespread rainfall totals of more than a foot, while Fort Lauderdale tallied 25.91 inches in a 24-hour period. And the videos showing the area were shocking, as the roads looked like a river and many people's houses were flooded out. Republican Senator Ted Cruz is fundraising off legislation to limit senators to serving 2 terms in office, all while he's running for his third. The Texas Republican put his bill in a fundraising email for Senate Republicans' campaign on Thursday, seeking contributions and asking supporters to respond to a term limits poll. And this is a massive joke. This man is in his second term, which is due to end soon, but he's fundraising to run for his third term while campaigning that no one should do more than 2 terms. A term is 6 years, and he's now fighting to go up to 18 years. So he can go as long as he wants, but no one else should. And I think the word to describe this is hypocrisy. Meanwhile, ex-President Donald Trump drove through a massive crowd in New York shouting, "We hate Trump." Trump was on his way to appear for a deposition on Thursday as part of a high-stakes civil case brought to New York State against the former president in the tune of $250 million. And if found guilty, he and his entire family could be banned from doing any more business at all in the state of New York. Meanwhile, a member of the Massachusetts Air National Guard was arrested yesterday by the FBI in connection with the leaking of classified national defense information, Attorney General Merrick Garland said. The suspect, Jack Teixeira, is believed to be the leader of a group where a trove of classified documents had been posted, multiple officials told reporters. And his first court appearance will be today in Boston, according to U.S. Attorney's Office. The documents include detailed intelligence assessments of allies and adversaries alike, including on the state of the war in Ukraine. Agents are likely looking through computers, hard drives, thumb drives, cameras, and phones, anything that may have been used to capture and distribute classified documents. Over in Jamaica, a man was taken into custody and a firearm seized following a robbery in Cedar Valley in St. Thomas on Tuesday. A policeman is also being questioned in relation to that same incident. According to the police, about 3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, a woman went to Cedar Valley Square to purchase coffee beans. On reaching the vicinity of the Cedar Valley police station, 2 men drove up in a car. One of the men alighted with a firearm and robbed the woman of over $800,000. The men then escaped. Investigators then led the police to a house in Botany Bay in St. Thomas, where a suspect was arrested and a firearm seized. Further investigations then implicated a policeman who was taken in for question. Gunmen struck at the Jamaica National MoneyGram outlet in Mandeville in Manchester yesterday, making off with more than $8 million. And it's reported that about 9:45 a.m. customers and employees were inside the establishment at Walks on Manchester Road when 4 armed men entered. The thugs held up the employees and forced them to open a vault. The gunmen then stole approximately $8.5 million in cash. A customer who was also doing business inside the outlet was also robbed by the men who escaped on foot in the area. The police have now launched a manhunt for those robbers. Meanwhile, the Westmoreland police is investigating 2 homicides which is committed in separate incidents in the parish yesterday. 30-year-old Adrian Miller was killed in the first incident at Banbury Morgan's Bridge. About 6:20 in the morning, Mr. Miller was riding his bicycle to work when he was attacked by gunmen in a white Toyota motor car who opened gunfire, hitting him in the head. Mr. Miller was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. And in the second incident, 28-year-old Renard Palmer was fatally shot at his house in a cottage in Little London. His silver Toyota motor car was reportedly taken by his attackers, and the incident occurred about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And investigators recovered 14 spent casings at that scene. The St. Anne's Bay police are investigating the mob killing of a man accused of stealing goats in Alderton District, Claremont in the parish on Wednesday. That is 28-year-old Tevin Pinnock, otherwise called Shatty, a laborer of Ramblin St. Thomas and Windward Road in Kingston. Reports from the St. Anne's Bay police are that about 7 p.m., lawmen were summoned to a scene where a man was mobbed after he allegedly tried to steal some people's goat. Upon their arrival, Pinnock was seen with multiple chop wounds all over his body. A female who accompanied Pinnock was also arrested and taken into custody. On to sports, both St. James teams, Montego Bay United and Falkland, will be desperate for a win when they meet Sunday in the return round of the Jamaica Premier League in Westport Park. They are in the lower half of the points table, and with 4 games to be played before the regular season ends, the team, which have combined for 5 wins, must win. Montego Bay United are in 10th place on 22 points and could save their place for next year, but Falkland FC are in 13th on 11 points and still 8 points away from safety. Montego Bay United have won 4 games this season, and the most recent came against Falkland in the first round, while Falkland only win was against fellow promoted club Chapelton Maroons. And after 6 straight draws, Mobay United were thrashed 4-0 on Sunday by Dunby Hoddle, and coach Nida Dos Santos will be expecting them to rebound. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.